the tax code gives you the roadmap for how to make wealth in America. One of the biggest advantages of that is buying real estate, using leverage to own real estate, and then renting that real estate out so that a tenant is paying your mortgage. So now you have cash flow, you have market appreciation, and you have the tax advantage that for most of our clients wipes out their annual tax obligation. We built our company around developing build for rent, single family homes, duplexes, you name it, in markets. So kind of the areas where they have lower state income taxes, big upside on equity appreciation just because of mass migration from population. And you have high demands for rent with an underserved market for available property to rent.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Q Edmonds. Super excited today about my guest. Oh, man, this guy is full of knowledge, very, very knowledgeable about what he does, very knowledgeable about, some words that we don't want to talk about, taxes. But I'm going to let him talk about the different things that his business provides and their strong suits and what their really unique advantage in this market. But I'm just so excited to introduce you guys today to Mr. Addison Thom. How you doing today, sir?
Good, Quinn. Thanks for having me on, man.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm excited about your unique lens, what you're going to bring to the conversation. And I want your voice to be the dominant voice here. So I'm going to actually decrease. And I just want you to take our listeners into your world. Let us know what your main focus are these days. What it is that you're doing, and honestly, what markets you're operating in as well.
Yeah, great question. Well, you mentioned taxes earlier, which, some people cringe when you bring up the IRS or the tax code. But, 23 years ago when we started our company, we were looking at all of the tax advantages from real estate. And the tax code gives you the roadmap for how to make wealth in America. One of the biggest advantages of that is buying real estate, using leverage to own real estate, and then renting that real estate out so that a tenant is paying your mortgage, right? So now you have cash flow, you have market appreciation, and you have the tax advantage that for most of our clients wipes out their annual tax obligation. So we built our company around developing build for rent, single family homes, duplexes, you name it, in markets. I think we've done projects in 23 or 24 different states. Right now, we're centered specifically in the Sun Belt states. We really like Texas, Missouri, you name it. So kind of the areas where they have lower state income taxes, they're pro-business, and you have big upside on equity appreciation just because of mass migration from population. And you have high demands for rent with an underserved market for available property to rent. So, overnight, you have a couple million people moving into Texas. There's not a couple million available homes to rent or apartments. And so we took advantage of that.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And part of the way that we position ourselves is affordable new construction homes that our tenants want to stay in and treat them as their own, and, lowers maintenance for our investors and increases cash flow.
Absolutely. One of the things that I like that you said earlier when we was talking is that you make yourself accessible to everybody. You're making real estate accessible really to all people. We talking about high clientele and not that so high clientele. Like, you make sure that you make things accessible for people who really want to get to real estate. And that's one of the things I loved about what I heard you say earlier, right?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we have Google, Facebook, Boeing executives that buy 10, 15 properties from us every year just for the tax advantages, all the way to, a new graduate from college that saved up some money and wants to get his foot in the door of owning real estate, owning a piece of America. And then, we have a lot of W-2 employees that change jobs and want to self-direct their IRA, or want to get out of the 9 to 5, 40-hour work weeks and just want to start setting their family up for long-term wealth. So we have something for everyone, which I think definitely sets us apart.
Absolutely. Now, I know that's not always especially easy in this climate. So what's been the key to keeping that machine running smoothly?
It's our people. It's our approach to our clients is understanding why they want to invest in real estate, and not just, hey, it sounds sexy. The mom on my kid's soccer team's a real estate agent. She's telling me the market's really good. I want to jump in, but really hammering down on why are you investing in real estate? Because one of the hardest things is knowing when to buy, knowing when to sell, and what your long-term goal is for that property. And so I want to understand that from you, because it's different if you're 25 versus if you're 60 and, getting ready for retirement. Your risk profile is different. The length of your runway is going to be different. And so we pride ourselves on understanding the person. I always call it treating the patient instead of the disease. So we want to provide something to the actual individual. And then our team just, everyone wears a lot of hats on our staff, and everyone prides themselves in being solution oriented. So, there's a book written by Jocko Willink called Extreme Ownership, and we preach that at our company. So, it might not be your job, but it is your responsibility to find a solution.
I love that. I love the quote, man, treating the patient and not treating the disease. I mean, that puts it right into focus. And so I absolutely love that and what you're doing for the people that you're servicing. Now, of course, there's moments when things get real. Maybe a deal goes sideways, or a time when you had to pivot fast. But you have any stories like that maybe you could share to give people that unique lens of having to overcome some real adversity with some deals that that you was involved in?
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone in real estate or investing that sits around and tells you everything's going to go perfectly is just lying to you. I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And especially when you're talking about the human condition. So in real estate, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with tenants, you're dealing with a property manager, a maintenance team, the builder. So things can go wrong, or miscommunications. I would say, one of the biggest lessons that we learned is to really be cognizant of the people we bring on our building team, of just like the quality of work that we want to provide to the market. Um, Especially when real estate gets busy, roofers don't show up on time, or they cut corners on framing or laying flooring, things like that. And so really being slow to hire and quick to fire is what I call it. They're not living up to standard. They need to go, and we need to get somebody in. And by doing that, you funnel out the bad actors, and you really put yourself in a position to align yourself with people that have the same vision as you.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Of providing high quality at a good price, and then honoring their warranty on their work, is making sure, like, all of our property, that's why we don't do fix and flips. That's why we don't buy old portfolios, because our investors buy property from us. And 3 months in, a refrigerator goes out, there's a crack in a window, the flooring peels up because the air conditioning unit hasn't been set below 76 degrees. Our building teams come out and replace all that for free. And so that was definitely a learning curve for us early on, of just, at the scale that we operate on, you save yourself a lot of headaches and a lot of time by knowing the people that you're hiring to build the property, and that they will come back and make things right, because that's a big risk, right?
Absolutely.
Other than
Alignment.
that, man,
Yeah.
I would say, I could tell you some interesting stories about tenants. Um, you know, we've served evictions and kicked people out of houses, where, the family situation goes poorly, and they're going through a divorce, or they're in trouble with the law, and none of that shows up on a background. And so the way that we position ourselves in those circumstances is really being in states and municipalities that don't have squatters' rights, and that I can file an eviction notice. Great state of Texas, I call it the greatest country in the world, but Texas does not mess around with that. And you file an eviction notice, they get a notice to vacate, and the sheriff will show up at the door and make sure that they move out. I've heard a lot of horror stories, and we've dealt with older markets in, Chicago, Los Angeles, New Jersey, New York, where, a tenant doesn't pay their rent, and it takes you 6 months to get them out of the property.
No, Texas, like you said, Texas is not playing around for sure. Yeah, and I love you quote when you was talking about alignment, and you said slow to hire, quick to fire. Like, alignment is everything, and hiring people that you can trust, and disassociating yourself from people that you can't trust. Alignment is everything, and I see why you guys been around for a long time. 23 years of doing this. I can see that you're in it for the long term, and I see why, with the systems that you have in place, I can see the success and why it continues to happen. And so let me ask you this: what are you most focused on solving or scaling next? What's the next real goal?
I think just to continue what we do. I mean, we are not artists. A lot of builders get into building, and they want to tell you how nice their floor plans are, their finishes, or, I put in this archway over the door, whatever. Okay, great. Like, we're not painting the Sistine Chapel here. We are very boring in our approach. We build the same, 6 to 8 floor plans over and over and over again, to give us economy of scale, to make it as efficient and as quick as possible while delivering the highest quality. And so, I was telling you, we have, at any one given time, we have 1,500 to 2,000 doors in process at a time. My biggest challenge with that is finding a way to increase that, really. And that goes with banking relationships, that goes with making sure that a lot of people can scale, and they lose the quality of their product. So you go from building 300 homes a year to 600, and then all of a sudden now you have this issue of making sure the quality control is still there.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So we've got to the place that we are by really being cognizant of that. I mean, I think our first year in business, we sold maybe 40 properties, and it took and 15 years in, we're selling 300, 400, 500. And then COVID happened and everyone and their mom wanted to buy real estate. And so we had to learn really quickly how to scale that up. Thank God that we have the staff that we do. We were able to do that. Everybody's working around the clock to get there. And we've gotten to where we are now. And over the next, 10 years, I'd like to be able to double that production.
Absolutely. No, that's absolutely big. 15 to 200 doors in process at once. I mean, that's incredible. You have just great things that's in place. And I know the next move, it can either compound things or create total chaos depending on how you play it. But I love, like, the goal is we're going to double this in 10 years from now. And so I just see you guys as just a powerhouse. And again, man, I appreciate your perspective and your lens on what you're sharing. And you talked about having people in place, the right people, having the right alignment. And I really think, we got people that's listening, they're early in their journey, they're looking to level up. And I think it would benefit them hearing this from you. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
I think it starts with any business relationship requires a certain level of trust, and for that trust not to be broken. And so doing what you say you're going to do, either on either end of the relationship, right? That is absolutely required. I think that has been our key. And like we were talking about earlier, it's not a matter of if or when. Markets go through cycles, interest rates change, vacancies happen. The people that are with you in the trenches to solve problems, you'll find out really quickly what their character is and who is honoring what they say they're going to do. That's our real commitment. And we, good or bad, that can come with a lot of war, scarring of us being committed to that. But I mean, that's the only way to do it in my mind is it might cost you some more money. You might have to call your banker, tell them you're going to be late on paying off your construction loan because we're dedicated to doing the right thing. And the alternative, I think you see what happens. Those people are no longer in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So that's been the real, and like aligning ourselves with people of that same character. That's really it.
Absolutely. That makes sense, man. Again, 23 years, man. I see it, the alignment, the right relationships, building trust. It makes all the sense in the world to me. And again, I can see the through line of why your business has been successful and why you keep being able to service the client. And so I thank you, man. I thank you for your unique lens of perspective on what you guys are doing. And so listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate with you or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
I would say the best way to find out what we're all about is, our website's great. SD, like Sam David, IRA Wealth. We actually started off only building property for people's self-directed IRAs, and then we expanded from that. You can email me at Addison, that's ADDISON, at SadiroWealth.com, SDIRAwealth.com. And my phone number is 806-224-5102. I make myself available for all of our clients 24/7. So,
Mr. Addison, I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We definitely need more people in this space that's doing it the right way like you're doing it. And so, sir, I thank you again for being with us. I thank you for sharing. This has been a pleasure.
Thanks, Quentin.
Absolutely. And for those that's tuning in, you got value from this, please make sure you are subscribed. You do not want to miss out on these great conversations that we're having with operators just like Mr. Addison Thom. Like, this has been incredible, and we want to continue to bring you this incredible content. So you got to make sure you are subscribed so you get it. And so thank you so much, Mr. Addison. And to everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.